Once more, thank you for watching my show. Let's say you're having a casual chat with a married person, woman, and all of a sudden you notice little things. She talks to you for a little longer, her smile seems warmer, and her words seem to have more meaning. At first, you don't pay much attention to it because you think something might be wrong, but as time goes on, her behavior becomes more noticeable. She stops inviting other people to hang out with you. She talks about her problems in her marriage, and you catch her blushing while you talk. You can't help but wonder if she's falling for me or if there's more to this connection than meets the eye. It's a tricky, emotionally charged situation to navigate. On the one hand, the signs are hard to ignore, but on the other, her marriage makes things more complicated. How can you be sure if her feelings for you go beyond friendship? And more importantly, how do you handle such a delicate situation with respect when she doesn't want to include other people? Integrity in today's video, we're going to dive deep into this complex topic and uncover 9 undeniable signs that a married woman might be falling for you. These aren't just random gestures. These are psychological and behavioral cues backed by insights into human behavior. But here's the thing. Lesson 1, recognizing these signs isn't about taking advantage or pursuing someone who's already committed. It's about understanding the dynamics at play and respecting boundaries while navigating this sensitive territory. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand the signs, but you'll also gain a better perspective on how to handle these situations wisely and responsibly. Let's dive in. Sign 1. She doesn't want to include others when spending time with you. When a married woman is fooling for you, one of the first signs you'll notice is her preference for spending time alone with you. She avoids group settings or inviting friends to join, choosing instead to create one-on-one moments. This is because she wants to get closer to you while keeping things private and secret. By keeping other people out of the picture, she makes sure that your time together feels private and uninterrupted. It's not just because she enjoys your company. She may also be afraid of being found out by people in her social circle. Anyone else could see how close you two are and ask questions, which is why she wants to keep things between the two of you. Watch how she responds when you suggest including other people in your plans. The second lesson is whether she rejects the idea right away or seems uncomfortable if she keeps bringing up the exclusive plan. If she tends to avoid interacting with other people, it means she values your company more than her other obligations and may be building romantic feelings towards you, even if this makes you feel good. Be careful in these kinds of situations. Always think about the emotional stakes and the moral consequences before making a choice. For example, she complains that she doesn't like her husband. If a married woman frequently criticizes or complains about her husband to you, it could be her way of expressing dissatisfaction in her marriage. These comments aren't always casual. They're often a deliberate attempt to create sympathy and establish emotional closeness with you. She might share stories about how her husband doesn't appreciate her lack of certain qualities or fails to meet her emotional needs. At the same time, she may compare you favorably, pointing out how she becomes silent, understanding, kind, or attentive. You are in contrast to him. This behavior subtly hints at her growing feelings for you, while venting about her marriage may seem like a natural thing to do. Pay attention to how often and intensely she brings it up. If she consistently paints her husband as the villain and leans on you for emotional support, she's likely seeing you as more than just a friend. However, keep in mind that this doesn't mean she's ready or willing to leave her marriage. Her feelings may be conflicted, and she could simply be seeking an emotional escape. If you see this sign, you should treat the situation with understanding and set clear limits. Her marriage problems should be dealt with in her relationship, not through an emotional affair. 3 signs. She doesn't say anything when you talk about other women. Jealousy is one of the clearest signs of romantic feelings, and it often shows up through silence. If you bring up another woman in conversation, a married woman who likes you might suddenly stop talking because she doesn't want to lose your attention to someone else. This response comes from her emotional connection to you. She may feel possessive, sad, or even anxious, but she can't say it out loud because she is married. Instead of showing her feelings, she uses nonverbal cues like a noticeable change in her mood or demeanor. To test this, all you have to do is casually mention that you're interested in another woman and watch how she reacts. If her usual lively energy fades or she changes the subject, it's a strong sign that your words have hit an emotional chord. Even if her silence is subtle, it says a lot about how she feels. It's important to be aware of this behavior and be careful. Just because you see the signs doesn't mean you should take advantage of them. Use this information to understand how she feels, but set limits so you don't hurt her or make things more difficult. If a married woman says over and over that things or people remind her of you, it means she's thinking about you more than she should. This is because our minds subconsciously connect everything around us to the person we miss or desire. For example, she might say that a song, a movie, or even someone's mannerisms remind her of you. These seemingly harmless comments reveal a deeper emotional attachment her subconscious mind is working on over time, associating everyday happenings as with you. Because she blushes, you occupy her thoughts often. This behavior is even more significant when we consider her marital status. Status. When a woman with a family thinks about someone other than her partner all the time, it shows an inner conflict. These hints are her way of expressing feelings she can't say outright. If you notice her bringing you up in random situations or making these connections a lot, it's a clear sign that her interest is growing. However, it's important to be careful and respectful in these situations because her emotions are complicated, and while it's nice to be on her mind, this dynamic needs to be handled carefully to avoid problems. Sign 5. She blushes around you. Blushing is one of the most honest and uncontrollable ways to show strong feelings. If a married woman blushes around you, it's usually a clear sign of nervous excitement or attraction. This response is even more telling because she can't hide how she feels when she sees you. She might flush her face. Her voice. Your body may be trying to hide emotions by shaking or laughing more than normal. These physical signs show that she is feeling them, even if she tries to look calm. Her body language often says things that words can't. Although she can't stop herself from blushing, it's a true sign of how she feels, whether it's during a praise or when she looks at you. Her reaction is her subconscious acknowledgement that she likes you. It's tempting to see this as a green light, but it's important to know the limits. Her blushes may show how she's feeling, but they also show the inner struggle she's going through. Be aware of the situation and avoid actions that could make things easier for her or make things more difficult. She uses indirect gestures. Sign 6. She uses indirect gestures to show that you belong to her. A married woman who likes you might not openly claim you as hers because she is married, but she will use subtle gestures to let you know that she sees you as hers. These gestures are her way of marking her emotional territory without drawing too much attention to herself. For example, she might agree with everything you say how much she values your opinion, or say how unique you are. She might also find ways to touch your arm lightly during conversations, or give you long looks that show how much she loves you. Most of the time, these actions serve two purposes. They let her show how she feels without being overt, and they quietly let other people know that you have a special bond. She does this to create an invisible wall between you and the rest of the world. Even though she can't say what she wants, her actions, even if they aren't straight, show how much she cares about you. It's important to know these signs, but it's also important to treat the situation with care. Even though indirect signals may not seem harmful, they can cause bigger problems if they are not dealt with carefully. Clarity sign 7. She lies to her husband about being with you. If a married woman lies to her husband, ache band, about spending time with you, it's one of the strongest indications of her emotional attachment. She might tell her spouse she's with friends or at work, when in reality she's with you. This secrecy stems from her fear of being discovered and the emotional risk involved by lying. She's prioritizing her time with you over her marital responsibilities. This behavior not only reveals her feelings but also highlights she goes out of her way to keep you happy. The internal conflict she's facing. If she weren't emotionally invested in you, she wouldn't feel the need to hide you or interactions. However, this behavior raises ethical questions. While her lies may seem like a testament to her feelings, they're also a sign of the complications her actions could bring to her relationship. Understanding this behavior is crucial, but so is maintaining a respectful approach. Allow her to resolve her emo without encouraging deceitful actions that could lead to more significant problems. Sign 8. She goes out of her way to keep you happy. When a married woman starts putting extra effort into ensuring your happiness, it's a clear sign that you hold a special place in her heart. She might go out of her way to make your day better. Remember the little things that matter to you, or even make sacrifices to see you smile, for instance. She might buy you a thoughtful gift, remember your favorite coffee order, or rearrange her schedule to spend time with you. These actions demonstrate her growing emotional attachment and her desire to be a source of comfort and support in your life. Her efforts are more than just friendly gestures, they're expressions of her affection. She's likely prioritizing your happiness over her own, which is a significant indicator of Lesson 5, deeper feelings. However, this behavior also reveals the emotional conflict she's experiencing as she's investing in a relationship outside her marriage. While it's flattering to receive such attention, it's essential to approach the situation with maturity and empathy. Seeing how hard she's working doesn't mean you should encourage her. Instead, use this knowledge to work on the relationship in a responsible and polite way. Messages or calls sent late at night show that you're still on her mind even when everyone else is asleep or busy. If a married woman who calls or texts you late at night feels something for you, she'll usually wait until her family is asleep or her husband is busy before reaching out. These private moments give her the freedom to be more honest in her messages. At first, they might just be greetings or updates, but over time, they might become more personal, touching on feelings or memories that you both share. Late-night communication shows that you're on her mind even when she's alone and can focus on her true feelings. If she regularly initiates contact during these hours, it's a clear sign of her emotional attachment, but it's important to think about what these actions mean. Late-night talks can strengthen emotional bonds and make things more complicated. It's important to be aware of her feelings and the limits that are involved. Her actions may feel validating, but they also show how much she needs to good communication and taking care of the problem responsibly. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Knowing the signs that a married woman is interested in you can open your eyes, but keep in mind that you should handle these situations with care, understanding, and respect for everyone involved. Relationships are complicated, and you need to be careful not to cause pain or misunderstandings. Please support the channel by clicking the like button and sharing this video with someone who might find it useful. You can also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos where we talk about psychology, relationships, and human behavior. I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think about these signs? Have you been through something similar before? Share your stories in the comments section below, and let's start a meaningful conversation. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Stay safe, be mindful, and always try to make the right decisions in your relationships. Next video will be up soon.